Good morning, students. In previous lecture, we have discussed about from garrison town to empire, the expansion of the Delhi Sultanate, and also the topic of masjid. Today we are going to discuss about the next topic. It is administration and consolidation under the Khalji and Tughlaqs. How Khaljis and Tughlaqs they have completed their administration work, and what were the important things in their administration, what were the problems. We are going to discuss about these all points. First of all, we will discuss about role of slaves in administration. Tughlaqs and Khalji, they do not trust on their aristocrats, on their own people. They purchase slave and they train them according to their requirement, and after giving them training, they give the administration offices to them. The slave, they were called bandagan. In Persian language, it means slave, and slave were totally dependent on the ruler, on the sultan, and also sultan trusts too much on them, and they provide the offices of administration to them because they trust too much on them. In the beginning, Iltutmish started this system of Bandagan, and after him the Khalji, the Tughlaqs, they also followed that system, and also they take the people who were closer to them, like barber, like the people who do work in their garden, and also the people who were much closer to them, like Sultan Muhammad Tughlaq appointed Aziz Khumar. Aziz Khumar was wine distiller, and the next Firoz Hazam, the barber. To barber he appointed as a administrator. Then Mank Tabak, a cook, means the people who belong to very low position, but they were very close to the ruler, to the sultan. To them he provided the work of administration. They were called clients. Here clients means someone who is under the protection of another. Means these all people were under the protection of ruler, and the ruler had provided them very big position in the administration. Now we are going to discuss the next topic. It is Iqta and the Iqtadars. Iqta, here they provide the one area to the administrator or the people on whom they trust. That area is known as Iqta, and The people who take care of that area, they are called iqtadars. Iqta holder are known as iqtadars, and the duty of the muktis was to lead military campaign, and there they have to prepare military for the ruler, and they have to stay under the control of sultan, and they are appointed at that time only for some time. Like in our time, DM is there, and DM is transferred after some years to another district. The same way, the iqtadar also transfer from one place to another place. Otherwise, they can become the powerful, they can hold the power. That is why the ruler, they try best to send them to another place after some year. In this way, they control their area, and they take many taxes from the people. During the reign of Alauddin Khalji and Muhammad bin Tughlaq, this was the system which was going on. Accountants were appointed by the state to check the amount of revenue. Everything was systematic at that time. There was a control over the revenue, and the account of revenue was taken under the control by the accountants at that time, and they were called muktis. Care was taken that the mukti collected only the taxes prescribed by the state, and that he kept the required number of soldiers. Means they take care of soldiers also, that they are not becoming powerful. It was very important. Otherwise, they can revolt against the sultan. As the Delhi Sultan brought the hinterland of the cities under the control, they forced the landed chieftains, the samantas, aristocrats, and rich landlords to accept their authority. We have discussed about this, that there was a interior front where they stabilized their empire. When they had taken that area under them, the rich landlords to accept their authority, they tried to take them under them. Under Alauddin Khalji, the state brought the assessment and collection of land revenue under its own control. The rights of the local chieftains to levy taxes were cancelled, and they were also forced to pay taxes. Means the people who were taking taxes, they have to pay tax to the sultan. The sultan's administration measured the land and kept careful accounts. Some of the old chieftains and landlords served the sultanate as revenue collectors and assessors. There were 3 types of taxes. At that time, 3 types of taxes were there. Taxes on farmers, peasants. 50% of the crops were taken by the sultan, and taxes were taken on cattle also, and the house tax was also there. It is important to remember that large part of the subcontinent remained outside the control of the Delhi sultans. Many parts which were far from the Delhi Sultanate, they were not under the control of Sultan. It was difficult to control distant provinces like Bengal. Controlling Bengal from the Delhi was not so easy. Soon after annexation in southern India, the entire region became independent. The Bengal, they became independent. Even in the Gangetic plain, there were forest areas. Forest areas were that Sultan force could not penetrate. It was not under the control of Sultan. Local chieftain of that Gangetic plain, they established their own rule in this region. Sometimes rulers like Alauddin Khalji and Muhammad Tughlaq could force their control in this area, but for short duration. It was not permanently under the control of Alauddin Khalji or Muhammad Tughlaq, the chieftain of that area. They revolt against them and they work as they are the men, they are the lord of that area. And also at that time, Mongol attack on Delhi. At the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq also and Khalji, there was an attack of Mongols. Mongol were the tribes. The Jhangi Khan was very important leader of that Mongol, and from China, they were Chinese tribes. They were invaded many parts of the world and they started attacking on Delhi also. When they attacked on Delhi, Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Muhammad Khalji, they had taken their attack. Alauddin Khalji, he was saving his own area from the Genghis Khan, from the Mongol attack. He was very defensive. But at the time of Muhammad Tughlaq, he defeated the army of Mongol, and they both started making very large army to control the attack of Mongols. Next topic, it is the Sultanate in the 15th and 16th century. There was so many changes in the Sultanate because new rulers emerged in different part of the country, different part of India. About them, after the Tughlaqs, the Sayyid and the Lodi dynasty. Sayyid and Lodi dynasty, they ruled for very less time. Only single rulers were there of Lodi, and also the Sayyid. As I had explained you about this, about Sayyid and Lodi, only two rulers were there. Sayyid Khizar Khan was there. He ruled on Delhi since 1414 to 1421. Then Lodi dynasty, Bahlol Lodi was there. He was the ruler. He ruled since 1451 to 1489. Many changes took place in 15th century. As up to 1526, Sayyid and Lodi, they ruled on Delhi. By then, Jaunpur, Bengal, Malwa, Gujarat, Rajasthan and entire southern India had independent rulers. This was also the period which saw the emergence of new ruling group like Afghans and Rajputs. Afghan and Rajputs, they were the new group of ruler. It was emerged during 15th century and 16th century. Some of the states established in period were small but powerful and extremely well administered. Sher Shah Suri was the ruler who defeated the Humayun and he stabilized his rule. He was the ruler, he ruled since 1530 to 1540, then 1555 to 1556. Sher Shah captured Delhi and stabilized his own dynasty. Although the Suri dynasty ruled for only 15 years, it was 1540 to 1555. It introduced an administration that borrowed elements from Alauddin Khalji and made them more efficient. Sher Shah administration became the model followed by the great Emperor Akbar. Sher Shah Suri's administration was very nice and it was followed by the Akbar also. Students, in next video I will send you the question answer of this lesson and also the topics which are important. You will get notes in next video.